Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our latest Arizona real estate market update. Whether you are buying a home buyer, a home seller, or investor, or maybe just someone like keeping an eye on the open market or on the real estate market, right? We got a lot to cover today, right? So let's take a look at what is happening right now in Arizona markets. As some of you might already know, here's the number one topic, right? The market is shifting. All right. But how fast? Okay. Over the last couple of videos that I present to you the information, we continue to see a lot of shifts. Okay. Even today. Okay. Now, the CMI, the Comfort Market Index, okay, we have actually 13 of the 17 cities that become actually less favorable to the seller. All right. The remaining, that means, in other words, that means the buyers are getting more and more negotiation power. However, there's a good news for the seller. Okay. And, and the main reason is that the speed at which the market is shifting is actually decreasing. As you can see here, on the average decline in the CMI, the Comfort Market Index, was actually negative 2.3% of the current month. All right. The previous months, we saw a much higher number, almost double, is 5.2% in previous months. Okay. So obviously, you see, we're not discount the fact that it's still negative, right? But at least it's actually slowing down. Okay. And some of the cities are actually improving for the seller, right? We're talking about like Buckeye, surprisingly, right? Maricopa, Cave Creek, and Avondale. All right. It's actually about 5% increase in favor to the seller. So what does that mean to the buyers? Okay, that means if you are still in the fence of buying, or maybe you are like waiting for the market to even crash more, I'm gonna let you know that the market is actually still cooling. Okay, but it's not as drastically as earlier in the year. Okay, so if you're still waiting for the price to drop significantly, that may not happen to you. Okay, as you hope. All right, so that's number one. Okay, number two, mortgage rate. What happened to the mortgage rate right now? So in front of you right here is the 10-year treasury bond rate. Okay, is going down. Okay, so it has excuse me, excuse me about that. Talking about live video, right? The 10-year treasury bond is actually dropped about from 4.8% in middle of January to right now below 4.2% in March, right? This has helped the 30 years fixed interest rate also easy down to about 6.7 to 6.8% after, well, a little bit over 7% a couple months ago. As of right now, it's only 6.7, 6.8. Okay. Why does that matter? Well, it matter everything. It means everything. Sorry about that. It means everything. Okay. When rate continue to decline, okay, more buyer could come back onto the market because they have more buying power. All right. That in turn, when there is the demand go back, right, which means the home price going to be stable at the current market price and even push a little bit higher in some certain area. All right. On the flip side, well, we're gonna see. Okay, we're gonna continue watching it for you. And if the mortgage rate is actually going up, we might see another slowdown in demand. And definitely, as a buyer, you're gonna have much negotiation power in that situation. But as of right now, obviously, you see, even though the market is slowing down, it's slowed down at a much slower rate because the main reason interest rate has dropped. Okay. All right. So the next topic that we're going to talk about is the market condition across Arizona. Okay, what happening? Because in each, even though we say Arizona, but like in each cities, it depends on the economy, depend on the housing situation. They're gonna have a different situation. Okay, so what happening right now? Okay, we have 8 cities that is actually in the seller's market, meaning that the sellers still have the upper hand in negotiation, right? And homes may sell faster than with a strong offer. We have 4 cities that in the balanced market, which means they're gonna have neither the buyers or the seller have the clear advantage. Okay, it's a neutral playing field. Okay, last but not least, 5 cities that in the buyer market, and of course the buyer is gonna have much more negotiation power and produce a lower price. Okay, or better terms, maybe close a little bit later, maybe more closing cost concession. Okay, and here's the key point. Okay, this is exactly the same as the last week. Surprise, right? This is exactly the same condition. If you look at the video that I showed last week, it's exactly the same, meaning that the market is fighting stable. Okay, after months of improvement, obviously, yes, it's improved for the buyer. The price did drop, but this is showing some signal of stability. Okay, so let's continue to watch to see what happens next week. Okay, but before that, let's talk about new listing. All right. The question is, are new listings keeping up with demand? One thing we watching closely is the new inventory. Okay, because that indication, that is the source of supply of houses in on the market. Okay, how many new listing are hitting on the market is what, and whether the buyers are taking them. Okay, is what we are watching right now. New listing are still arriving too fast for demand to keep up. Okay, um, but we also see that that the excess supply is getting smaller. It's very similar to the market condition right now. Earlier this year, we have way too many homes that compared to the buyer's demand, which cooled out the market. Now we see the gap is narrowing. Okay, so that means the seller gonna have maintain the better price for the seller. Okay, so that's a good news for the seller actually. Okay, next we're gonna look at the sales data and price for the home. Okay, so let's look the Maricopa County. We have a 6,000 homes closed in February. All right, so that is actually 1.1% more in January. And when you compare to the previous year, February 2024, is actually 18% increase. Okay, when we look at the new home sale, that's 1555. Okay, that's actually down 4.6% when we compare to the previous month, and but it's still up 13% compared to January of 20. This is uh, of January 2025. Okay, and last but not least, if we're looking at the resale transaction alone, we have 4,445. Okay, it's actually jumped 20% compared to January. Okay, that means there are more activities in the resale market than a new home. Or some of you may ask, what about the price? If they sell a lot and the price is horrible, right? That indicates a different situation. Let's look at what's happening right now. As of February 2025, 6,000 home, as I told you, 6,000 home is sold, right? Um, and then here's another looking at the January is almost the same. In January 2025 compared to February 2024, it dripped, okay? Let's look at the price, okay? Month over month price, okay? So this one right here is the resale overall price, okay? And then new home sale price, okay? So we have overall price was 4,000. This one is the better chart. Sorry about that. Okay. So we have overall sale here. Okay. 4,888,000. Okay. Is actually up 4.6% compared to last year, February of 2024. and actually increased 0.7%. The new home, right? The orange line right here is the new home price. It's actually 530 on average on median price. It's increased when you compare to last year, but it's actually 2.7% drop compared to January. So the new home price is the new home, the prices of the new home is actually decreased. Okay, when starting this year. Right. What about the resale in the green line right here? Okay, a little bit lower median price. All right, 470, up 4.4 compared to last year. All right, only 450, and up 2.2% from January. Okay, so in general, home price is still going up. The only thing that go down is new home. Some of you may ask why? Why new home prices is going up? I'm sorry, going down. Well, I mean, one of the theory is that obviously you see affordability is still very important to the home buyers nowadays, right? And if you see here, even though the prices of the new home is going down from the beginning of the year, is still way above the resale home average pre-sale home price. Okay, and probably one of the reason they don't look at the buyers don't look at the new home anymore because of this gap, because it's too much of the gap, and they would rather go with the resale because it's gonna give them more value with a better price compared to the new build. And I think that's the reason why the demand is slowing down in the new home price, and that's the reason why the new home price drop. Okay, all right. So that's my uh, and this is another way to look at the year-over-year change. Okay, we're not going to talk about that, um, and we're not going to talk about that. And there's a lot of things. Okay, well, here's the key takeaway. Okay, for the buyers, the market is still moving in your favor. Okay, but beware, it's actually slowing down. Okay, now the good news is the mortgage rate have improved slightly. Okay, making it better. It's actually a better time to lock in financing right now. Okay, compared to a month or two ago, prices are not gonna drop significantly. Okay, so waiting means might not be a major saving for you. A lot of people would say, let's wait for the interest rate to drop further down. Well, you don't want to do that, because whenever the interest rate continue to like drop significantly, and you say this is the perfect time for me to jump in, well, there's way more people also think about that as well. And if you don't want to be in that competition situation, you don't actually want to wait for that. This is actually the perfect time for the buyers to start thinking about the buying, and then make the decision, and then the negotiation as well. All right. For the seller, some of the area is still seeing small improvement, so don't worry too much about the slow market right now. Okay, but I highly suggesting pricing is still very crucial nowadays. Okay, and if the mortgage rate keep going down, the buyer activities could increase. So don't be sad about the current situation. It shows some positive signal for you, right? When the interest rate goes down, you actually see gonna sell the house very faster. Okay, but you have to expect more negotiation nowadays. If you say completely no negotiation, it's going to be very difficult for you to sell the house. Okay. Overall, I think Arizona market right now is still in the transition phase. Okay, but it's less extreme, and they are than earlier this year. Okay, definitely number one is watching for the mortgage rate. I think that will be the main factor which drive the traffic one way or the other. And if you are thinking about buying or selling in 2025, now is the time for you to actually keeping informed of the information, and then working with the experts to guide you through these conditions. Okay, that's it for March. For the first week of March 2025 market update. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more real estate insight. And if you have any question about the real estate market or want personalized game plan, reach out. Okay, I love to hear. I love to help you make the best real estate decision for your future. Thank you. Bye bye.